Yo, what's good, relatives? Mike Bravo, Kimichi Pili here real quick. Just wanted to encourage you to check out these videos on YouTube. Well, one of them's a podcast audio, another one's, a visual podcast panel. So the first one is the one that I made along with Ernesto Ayala, Yvette Sochillot, and Lupe Cardona, and on the topic of Chicano identity and Chicano movement, right? And Curry Tlapayawa and the brother Ruben from Tos Maslantes also made this recent audio podcast titled Chicano Power, but it deals with, the Chicano identity, and it covers similar questions and topics that we covered in our panel for on Chicano identity and movement, right? And I think it's really imperative more than ever because, obviously, we're indigeneity is always under attack. Chicanismo is under attack, and the Mesoamerican diaspora, in particular, and just as a quick reminder too, Chicano, originated with a lot of the Mexican community. It really does. It's really an inference of the Mesoamerican people, right? The Mesoamerican diaspora, And another important thing to note is that this is an identity that we created for ourselves, right? People always talk about, they often bring up the issue about labels, how they divide, but usually that's more rhetoric coming from, like white supremacy dynamics, right? The power structures from the top down, right? Whereas Chicano is an identity that it originates from the bottom up, right? It's an identity that we created for ourselves, right? A label that we created for ourselves. It comes with a set of values. It comes with not that we have to agree on every single angle or detail, but it comes with a set of values and a standard of purpose and values, right? Which we need to get back to. And I really want to encourage you to watch that, especially again in the light of a lot of this talk about so-called Latinos for Trump, so-called Chicanos for Trump. One, they're very informative, and there's also a lot of, a lot of the purpose, again, as we mentioned in that video, in that panel that we made, is that a lot of times there's a recent disparaging of Chicanismo, Chicano identity, and what it really means. And a lot of it's actually even coming from academia and Mexicans and people of indigenous Mexican background, or claiming to be of indigenous Mexican background, but at the same time they're utilizing all these white supremacy talking points that people are trying to levy against the Chicano community, the Mexican American community, obviously United States, because it's a United States occupation oriented identity, right, in response to Anglo colonization. So I really encourage y'all to really watch that panel. I'll put the links in the bio and in this video, and also Tos Maslantes Chicano Power episode as well. And if there's any other videos, I'll let you know too. But those two come to mind because they're nice, concise breakdowns and reminders of who we are as Chicano people. And again, especially in the light of the anteed up, the accelerated attacks on Chicano identity. Links in the video. I'll put the links to the video in the caption of this video. And again, too, just, we really need to remind ourselves who we are and not get caught up in this rhetoric, right? A lot of times we get caught up in this rhetoric because it's like I mentioned before, the basic laws of marketing, right? Like the more they present these ideas and keep them present while keeping more truth and more truthful facts away from us, we start to, it's human inclination to fall into these lies and follow these propagandas, where we start believing things and start voting for things and policies and people that are against our interests as human beings, interests as people, as colonized people, as the true caretakers of occupied territories, right? So just, again, I encourage all people to review those videos, and especially Chicanos and people who claim to be of indigenous background. Peace.